Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suited for all audiences. As of now, viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, hello, hello again. This is John Boring, the most... thought I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. John Boring. Pleasure to meet you. Most boring person on the planet. And I'll roll with it. So we're at part 15 now, I believe. Yes, that sounds about right. We just got done with the temperature thing over there. Found 3 orbs and 3 ingredients we're going to need to help get Agrippa out of the predicament he's in. Didn't notice these. Interesting. So anyway, we're about to go into the choir and find the rest of the stuff we're going to need. 3 more pieces of the orb and 1 gland of a poisonous fungus to act as a paralytic. Left, right, left. I'm right-handed, so we'll go right. After the man had secured the prisoner, the ritual began. Let me see. Not gonna grab the note just yet. Am I missing something? No, the only thing in here is the note. Okay.
15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Take the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines. Paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Now you see. I did well. 1 life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain.
Now you open.
Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
So... well, I could make a joke. I can make plenty of jokes. But... no. Just no. Off to the choir we go. It's not me controlling him right now. Now it is.
What are my intentions, Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours. But now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
He's not entirely wrong either. There are enemies nearby, so I have to be careful. Throughout this game, I can say this, which applies doubly here. The atmosphere, the tension, all of that, even to somebody who's played this before, still mounts, especially in a room like this. I think knowing full well what's here just makes it a little more interesting.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
If you don't feel comfortable with torture, if you don't like the sight of blood, if the idea of going into the murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel, they turned the wheel slowly but with intent, so the rope secured around his legs stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took the hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. If the idea of murder, of pain, suffering, if you feel any sort of anything towards any of that, especially in a game like this, then it may not be for you, and that's okay. Me personally, in the past, even given my personality, which I'm restraining a little bit of it here, even I still kind of cringed at this, seeing everything that's down here. And this is not even the worst of it, yet. So, if you are a faint of heart, please, I suggest turning off this video right here, right now. Ah, shit. Let's see if I can evade you. Nope, 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 nope. Motherfucker! They are... God damn it, I have to go back and get it. Oh, no, wait, never mind. I'm going this way now. I got cornered. I should have hid. My bad. That's why you should not run through this section, and I keep doing it. But to get back to what I was saying, I don't blame anybody for looking at any of this in horror, because it is pretty traumatic the first time around. Hell, it's traumatic for anybody who is kind of used to this. Drugs, gonna need you. To the box. Search everything before taking the main thing. This game will mess with anybody. The forger stood tongue-tied. Absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light made its way inside. A myriad of spikes pointed at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip just for a moment. His knee jerked and he felt blood trickle down his leg. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize his eye had been ruptured and began to leak. It's actually a very interesting design of one last place to go, and I find this to be the most inhumane of them all. There's a reason I saved this for last. So, be prepared. If you are watching this, don't say I didn't warn you. I believe it was this way. Okay, Tiny, where are you? And conveniently enough, the last ingredient's here also. Goblin Giant Focus. As I said, most inhumane of all. The trader did not know what to think of the brass bull as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of the fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. For those of you who don't know, light it. Basically, you're Dutch ovening someone alive. Not the fart jokes or anything. Like legitimately cooking them alive. Slow, burning, extremely painful. All this shit that we've seen so far has been done in real life. In some way, shape, or form. The Spanish donkey, the impaler, sawing somebody in half, cooking them alive, burning them at the stake. This stuff's not for the weak of heart. To actually see some of this stuff implemented in a visual medium is a powerful thing, and I congratulate the game for doing it. But it does not take away the fact that it's extremely and utterly horrifying for many people. Which is why I put up a lot of disclaimers on every single one of my videos thus far. Now granted, I'll probably do some more PG and G rate, E10, all that good stuff down the line, but this shit ain't for kids. So we need to get the fuck out of here. And usually when you find an item that's really, really important, something's usually triggered. Just game logic. Case in point. Distance. Let's run like hell. Seems to be like the best plan right now. on a lighter note. Okay, so on a lighter note, we found all the pieces of the orb, and we found the potion for Agrippa. So let's go talk to him real quick, and then
But there's something else. Incredible! You found Vile's recipe. Then there might still be a chance. Listen carefully. Alexander is working on opening a gate, a door to another world. It's where he wants to go. If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge. Let me pass the gate then. Please, find the ingredients that prepare the tonic Vile describes. And do so before you assemble the orb. The barrier keeping you from the inner sanctum will only be breached for a short time. Unless everything is taken care of before mending the orb, you won't be able to save me.
alright. So I do have the ingredients.
I see you have all the orb pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vile's tonic before attempting to mend the orb, there might still be a chance for you to save me.
Okay, let's
Please, my fate is in your hands.
walk away for a second and then come back. Am I missing something? I don't think I am. Okay, notes. Poisonous fungi. Well, I gotta distill that still. And the saliva. Okay, all I need to do is pretty much distill it at this point. Alright, sorry about that. I had a little trouble with some space. Anyway, let's go. Now that we kind of exited, came back, he should be able to tell
I
me.
see you have all the orb pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vile's tonic before attempting to mend the orb.
Okay, so basically that's done. So let's... Next episode, I will probably go into the chancel and see what's over there. But in the meantime, y'all have a nice day. Take it easy.